Okay, bring it in. This is maybe the most confusing story in all of sports. If y'all haven't been keeping up, I will break it down for you. About 2-3 weeks ago, star quarterback Aaron Rodgers, he goes on Pat McAfee's show and he says he would desire to play for the New York Jets going forward. Those were Aaron Rodgers' words. He said that he had to go to this darkness retreat, and when he came out of the darkness retreat, he found out that his team, the Green Bay Packers, were shopping him. And based upon realizing they were not committed to him, he was like, oh, well, then I'm good on the Green Bay Packers. Well, cut to yesterday, the general manager for the Packers, he said that he'd been trying to get in touch with Aaron Rodgers the duration of the offseason, but Rodgers ain't picking up the phone. So he had to call Rodgers' agent, David Dunn, I believe of Athletes First, had to call Rodgers' agent and has been communicating with Rodgers' agent, but not Rodgers himself. I don't get it. Phones work. I want to talk to LeSean, I'll call Shady. Shady want to talk to me, he'll call me. Shady don't need to call the producers and tell the producers, hey, I want to talk to Acho. That's just not how it works. But for the Packers and Rodgers, that's been how it's working. Joy, there are clearly two distinct sides to this whole complex equation. The Packers side and Rodgers side. But the question is, what side is Joy Taylor on?
Well, I'm on the side of chaos and anarchy, so I'm winning right now because this is messy. But I really can't commit to a side here because on one hand, with the Packers, I can't stand how the Packers do business. It's the worst, the worst. Let Devontae Adams walk out the door and replace him with what? It's like every situation that they present, I can find a way to get on Aaron Rodgers' side. But then you got Aaron Rodgers, who is like a peacock trying to hide behind a pencil. Look at me. Don't look at me. All day. Like, what do you want the attention? Do you not want the attention? Do you want us to talk about you? Do you not? You do a show every week. Then you tell everything, all the business, but then you don't want anybody discussing the business. I can't keep up. So I'm on the side of messy, and I'm receiving a delicious platter of chaos with this situation. It's very messy. It's hard to be on the Packers side. I don't like how they do business. They're very conservative until they're aggressive. But when they're aggressive, they don't bother to let their stars know they plan on being aggressive. And then Aaron Rodgers is out here every single week talking, but then doesn't want anyone to talk about him. I don't know, but I appreciate the content.
Let me ask you this then, Joy, because if I am a listener at home, and thank y'all so much for watching, if I'm a listener at home, I'm asking myself, how can you not like how the Packers do business? The way the Packers did business, which put them in this predicament, drafting Jordan Love in the first round while Aaron Rodgers was still present, is the exact same thing the Packers did with Aaron Rodgers back in the 2004 draft, maybe 2005, when they drafted Aaron Rodgers while Brett Favre was present. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years, and then he took over. Jordan Love has now sat for 3 years, and it appears that he will take over. So if I'm a viewer, I might be confused as to how you don't like the way the Packers do business. What is it about the way they do business that you don't like?
Well, sure. If you like to be competitive every single year, you like to win the division and, you know, not do a whole lot in the playoffs, or maybe go to an NFC Championship game every once in a while. If you like for your quarterback to win a lot of individual awards, throw for a bunch of yards, and be fun and competitive, then yeah. If you want to be in contention for Super Bowls, then they're not the team that you should root for. I know it's Titletown, but they had Brett Favre and then they had Aaron Rodgers for the past 30 years, and they have 2 titles to show for it. Now, Super Bowls are hard to win. We know that. So whatever standard you hold your team to, I suppose, is what you deem success. I think it's a bit of an underachievement to have a 4-time MVP for 16, 18 years that Aaron Rodgers has been there, and you've only been to one Super Bowl.
Very true.
So what standard do you hold the Packers to? Because a lot of that has to do with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers has never been bad. Even the year that they drafted Jordan Love, it's like a kind of conspiracy. Like, he was on the downturn. Was he? Because he then went back-to-back MVPs. Yeah. So to me, the two have to supplement each other. You have an all-time talent in Aaron Rodgers. What have you done year after year to continue to put pieces around him to put you in contention for a Super Bowl?
Shady, you break this down. I know you respect Aaron Rodgers' ability because you have to. You are incredibly talented. You got 2 All-Pros to your own right, 6 Pro Bowls, so you are an elite. You got the Hall of Fame waiting on you one day as well. It will reflect that jacket, just a little golder, and it'll have legitimized buttons. I know. The next one will be for free. Yeah. I want to ask you whose side are you on, but you can also respond to where Joy took it as far as, like, is it the Packers' fault that the whole situation is like this?
I mean, I agree with Joy. Like, first of all, I mean, they caused us on themselves. You went out there and drafted Jordan Love, not in the 3rd round, 4th round, 2nd round, the 1st round. So that's like, okay, well, your replacement is in the building. So what did A-Rod do? He took that, right? And then he got 2 more MVPs. So my thing is, you already started this issue. And if you remember, A-Rod was pissed about that. You didn't consult with me. You didn't tell me. You didn't even warn me. hey, we're thinking about getting a guy. He didn't say nothing like that. So there always was going to be beef. Then the more success came, that was like a slap in the face. Then when Jordan Love got a chance to play against the Chiefs, I somehow had with A-Rod, whatever, and he looked terrible. So everybody's like, yeah, right, I win again. So when I look at this situation between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, I gotta say that I'm on Aaron's side because the Packers started this. You know, and another, the last part is, like, you know who you're dealing with. One thing I gotta give Aaron Rodgers credit on, and I have an issue with it sometimes the way he comes off, but that's who he's always been.
Fair.
So why are y'all so surprised? You keep calling it.
Okay.
That's not the first time the GM was trying to reach Aaron Rodgers and couldn't get a hold of him.
Right.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. But Shady, here's where I got to push back on that, Slick, as we get to you, is you said Aaron Rodgers was surprised. And he was.
I was surprised,
But
too.
I'm thinking about this, right? Relationships and how relationships start. Slick, I'm going to come to you on this because I think about Aaron Rodgers.
He be ready for it, don't he? Relationship ends how it starts. I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna
okay, I'm gonna make it simple for the viewer at home and try to make it simple for myself because I'm doing this off the top of my head. If a man cheats on his partner with you and begins dating you, can you be surprised when he cheats on you and begins dating somebody else?
No, you're gonna lose him how you got him.
That part. You're gonna lose him how you got him.
Yeah.
The Packers got into this relationship with Aaron Rodgers by, figuratively speaking, cheating on Brett Favre. They had Brett Favre, were married to Brett Favre, if you will, figuratively speaking, if you can ride with my analogy, and they cheated on Brett Favre with Aaron Rodgers, drafted him in the first round. Now, they were with Aaron Rodgers for 12 good years as a starter. 12 good years, cheated on Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love. Joy just said, you're going to lose him how you got him. 15 years as a starter now, but at the time of which they drafted Jordan Love was 12. So you're going to lose him how you got him. So I don't know how Aaron Rodgers can be surprised because he got into the relationship via infidelity and he about to get out of the relationship via infidelity, Slick.
Yeah, not only that, but Aaron Rodgers has told us that he's been fighting this battle for other veteran players up until now with the Green Bay Packers. Doesn't like the way the Green Bay Packers have said goodbye to other veteran players.
He did say that.
So it can't be a surprise. But I need to clear something up before I give you my take, okay?
Clear it up.
This idea that, well, you can just pick up the phone and get a hold of a professional athlete, okay? I've covered sports for a long time, and I've certainly talked to enough administrators with teams who have tried to get a hold of men like yourselves during the offseason. Good luck with that, okay? I'm not saying you guys are like that now. Acho, you're very responsive. The truth of the matter is, Shady, I'm not so sure. The truth of the matter is, it's not that easy to get a hold of professional athletes, particularly if you work with management.
That's true.
They may recognize the number. They're not necessarily picking up. They're not
Let me
necessarily
interject
calling
real
you back.
quick. Shady, though, what's the one number you gonna pick up if who's calling?
Andy Reid.
Sure.
What's up, Big Red?
Sure.
Everything good?
But if money on the line, when money calls, I don't miss a call for money.
Okay.
I don't miss a call that got to do with money.
But if you know the money's gonna come, like y'all gotta pay
See?
me my
Not
money.
even that.
If you owe me my money, I ain't about to answer when you call.
Not even that.
What's up, coach? Yeah, not. Hello? Yeah, it's a different answer.
Right.
Instead of, hey, hello, what's going on, coach? You know the difference.
All right, so I'm on the Packers side, and this is going to sound a little bit counter.
You wanna-
Hold on.
Oh, Slick.
I'm on the Packers side because of what Joyce said. First of all, it's hard to pick a side. But I'm on the Packers side because of my esteem for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is an all-time Hall of Fame quarterback.
Facts.
Is Brian Gutekunst an all-time Hall of Fame GM? Is Mark Murphy an all-time team president, executive, whatever? We've never put him in that category. So because of what I think of Aaron Rodgers and what he has at stake, there's more for him at stake, and so he has to do things different. And basically what he's done is he's gotten into the mud with the Green Bay Packers. Yes, I understand you're everything that he is, and they don't call you on Jordan Love, all right? And they should have done you the service of doing that. But you re-upped with them. How many years are we going to hold on to this? How long are we
Forever.
going to
Eternity.
begrudge? Okay,
Into
but
the afterlife.
Okay, so who hurts you? Who does it hurt the most in operating the way Aaron Rodgers has to this point? I would say it's Aaron Rodgers, Mark Murphy's not gonna, he doesn't lose anything. Brian Gutekunst doesn't lose anything because they're behind that green Packers shield. We're looking at Aaron Rodgers and how he's conducting himself. And that's all on him. And again, because of how much what high regard I have for him as a quarterback and what he's accomplished, it's hard for me now to be in a position where I go, God, Aaron, could you you're in the mess. Could we clean this up? You're better than this. You're bigger than this. And that's why I'm on the Packers side of this equation, because I think Aaron could handle it.
Take us home,
I think you're trying to apply reason to emotion. And when you have the privilege...
I've been accused of that before.
When you have the privilege of being able to be emotional over reasonable, meaning you've made your money, meaning you will be in the Hall of Fame first ballot, meaning you have your MVPs, you have your Super Bowl, you can kick and scream and be emotional. You've put yourself in that position.
But
I'm still
do you
pissed off.
need to be? Is it in your best interest? Is it in your best interest to be?
We're talking about the NFL, the most competitive, ego-driven, I'm better than you and everybody else all day. He's a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum for life, forever. I'm better than everybody. All these bums, out of here.
Speaking Shane's language right now.
Right?
That's my girl right there.
He's talking about that kind of, and by the way, I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I think you have to believe in yourself that way in order to accomplish that level of success. Like, that's, when you look in the mirror, you see that I'm him. Period. Every day. So when you operate that way, that's how you move through the world. That's his reality. And it's not wrong. It might be palatable to everybody, but he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has 4 MVPs. He has a Super Bowl. He's got all the money he could come up with and spend on all the silent cave retreats he wants to. If he wants to be emotional about it, he's going to be emotional about it. Who's going to do something? What you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't be. I'm just saying, does he have to be?
But does he have to be? That is the
Have
question.
to, want to, need to.
Yeah.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.